Today on Community Cooking, we have guest chef Juka Cisse sharing her West African-inspired dishes. We're making one of her favorite recipes. It's peanut butter soup served over a bed of fonio, served alongside a simple and tasty avocado salad. We are cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community. So grab a seat, get comfortable. We've got another great meal coming for you. This is your Community Cooking. Hello and welcome to Community Cooking. I am your host, Kirk Leins. In our kitchen today is Juka Cisse. Hi, Juka. How are you?
Hi, Kirk.
It has been a while since we have worked together.
I know, and when I saw it was you hosting, I was like, yeah, it's Kirk again.
I gotta say, I was excited too. We were in our old set the last time, right?
Yes.
So that was at least 4 or 5 years ago.
And I think we made yassa.
Yes, you're right.
Do
Yassa.
you remember that? Was it good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, you've brought another interesting dish here, and it's now. You're calling it peanut butter soup, but let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Is this the dish that I know as mafe?
You're so smart.
Nah, no, I'm not that smart. But I've had mafe. I make mafe. I love mafe.
It's mafe. It's actually mafe, but you know, I said peanut butter soup because that's what people.
Because no one's gonna know mafe.
Yeah, exactly. In the West, they say peanut butter soup. And the Africans that have been here for a while, they would also say peanut butter soup because it's peanut butter.
Now, you're from Gambia, correct?
I'm from Gambia, yeah.
But this is pretty much prevalent throughout all of Western Africa.
Right, but particularly Senegal and Gambia.
Okay.
Now, in Guinea, they might make it, but it's probably a lot more watery.
Okay.
Right, and then, but I think Senegal and Gambia have the best peanut butter soup.
Right, because actually it's really closer to a stew.
Yeah.
More of a stew maybe than a soup.
Soup,
Soup
yeah.
seems a little too thin for what
Exactly.
this is. Why don't you run us through the ingredients that you're going to use for our mafe?
So the first thing you need, of course, you always need natural peanut butter.
Right.
Now, if you can't find natural peanut butter, you could always use peanut butter, but as long as it's the creamy one, it shouldn't be the textured
And
one.
a lower sugar one, too.
Lower sugar, yeah,
Okay,
lower sugar.
great.
Although sometimes when you make the regular one with the little bit of sugar, the kids like it.
Okay.
My nieces and nephews,
They like it a little on the sweeter side.
they love peanut butter soup.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, Grandma, can you come make some peanut butter soup? Yeah, so so you need your peanut butter, and it needs to be creamy, and then you need some tomato paste.
Okay.
And of course, you need garlic. Garlic is always good for any savory food, right?
Absolutely.
And lemon juice. You always need lemon.
Lemon or lime.
Lime, yeah, you could do either or. As long as you juice it, then you'll be fine. And then you need tomatoes,
Onions.
fresh tomatoes. And then, although you have the paste, but then you need the fresh ones too. And then you need onions, you need scallion, and of course, bay leaves.
And then don't forget our habaneros, also known as Scotch bonnets.
Exactly.
Right? These little guys are hot.
You can't make an African food without spicy
Okay.
habaneros.
Well, we could tone it down for American palates, but
yeah,
because that's
yeah.
going to bring some heat.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we start? What would you
But
like?
you need some salt.
Okay.
And then you also need some bouillon. Is that what you call it?
Yes, bouillon.
Bouillon.
Bouillon cubes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a beef bouillon?
It's a beef one, but you could, if you're vegetarian, if you're going to make the food, the peanut sauce or peanut soup, you could also make it as a vegetarian and not use meat. So then you will use a vegetarian bouillon, but this
Perfect.
one is a beef one. And then you need meat.
And we have, this looks like a shank, a beef shank.
It is a beef shank.
Okay.
But you could also use lamb.
Okay.
Goat meat.
Goat,
Yeah,
right? Or even chicken. You could do
Chicken, yeah.
Vegetarian, a lot of
Yeah.
root vegetables,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah, which will cook less
Right.
if you do the chicken. But lamb, goat meat,
The shank, these
it's gonna-
take a little bit to cook, so
Yeah.
you have to cook them for a bit.
yeah,
Right.
and then it'll taste good. The longer you cook it until the oil starts to come out.
Well, where can I get started for? What would you like me to do?
Okay, so you can cut up the onions because I don't look.
You don't do onion.
Look, I don't do onion.
All right. All right.
Yeah. So, and I will do the meat. Let me see if I have an extra.
And how would you like this cut? Like a small dice?
Yeah. So you could cut them as skinny as possible.
Okay.
And now another secret is if you don't like cutting onions and stuff, you could just cut them really big and put it in a blender.
Oh, right.
And
do like,
and
Right.
blend it or mince it, right, with
Right.
everything else. Let me get a quick knife, and then I will deal with the the meat, right?
Okay.
Are you safe there?
Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. I usually keep the ends on my onion so it makes it easier to keep together. So I'm a little bit challenged here because the end was taken off, but we will make it work.
Ooh,
I'm a
sorry. Remember the last time I was here, I showed you how we cut up onions,
that's right?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna turn this.
You like use your hand as a cutting board, if I remember correctly, right?
Exactly,
My
exactly. Wait, did I turn this on? This is your kitchen, Kirk. Am I doing it?
It looks like you got the red light there.
Should I cook it on this one?
Yes, the bigger one is going to be better.
Perfect.
For
All right.
sure.
So the meat is already cleaned up.
Okay.
So
you took just some of the silver skin and some of the,
yeah, like just clean it up, of course. In Africa, when we clean meat, we use salt to get all the...
Interesting. And that's funny because that's also like when beef is koshered, they use the salt.
To kosher. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, that's how we clean it. That's how we clean any kind of meat, fish, chicken. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'll put this away. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, you just put that behind you. That's fine. All right. There we go. And like you said, there's a lot of different things you can do with this. I mean, from vegetarian to lamb or goat.
Exactly.
To, I guess you could do it maybe with some, could you do it with seafood?
You know, maybe, yeah, because then you'll just cook it, you'll just cook the vegetables.
Right.
And not start with the seafood, and maybe you could add the seafood later.
At the very end,
yeah.
right.
Actually, you know what? We actually do it with, we do mafe with, what do you call it? Fish.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, we do
fish.
mafe with fish, but we do add it at the end, actually.
Yeah, because otherwise that fish would be...
exactly.
Yeah. All right.
So I'll cut this. So I told you we're not used to using, I'm not used to using cutting boards. So
yeah, I know. But like I said, the last time you were here, you had managed to cut an onion, chop an onion, in your hand.
That's how we do it.
Yeah.
They don't have...
We are a litigious society here in the United States, and I'm not going to tell anybody to like cut an onion in your hand. That's not happening.
I'm like, don't do this at home. Look.
Right, no.
Just like that. Look,
no.
Kirk.
There she goes. There she goes. Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'll stop.
That's funny. No, I mean it's fun to watch. I got to tell you. I gotta tell you now. You know, we referenced like earlier. We referenced the Fonio.
Yeah.
And people are probably wondering, like, where can I get Fonio? What we should say is, you used to be a model actress, correct?
What was that?
You were a model and an actress.
Oh
correct?
yeah.
Okay, and now you are an entrepreneur.
Yeah, now I'm a business owner.
And you are importing West African goods.
Yes.
Things like Fonio.
Exactly.
And some of the
healthy African stuff that is not, you know, that is not in America. And it's amazing nowadays, I guess because of social media and stuff, people are really interested in finding more about other foods that are not just American or let's say Asian, but also African food. And
well, I think social media has a lot to do with that. And I think also the idea of the internet and your access to things on the internet, because all of your products can be found on the internet or in different stores, correct?
Yeah. If you go online, you'll be able to find any brand of Fonio, but of course, ours is always the best.
That's right.
Juka's Organic, yeah. So you guys can definitely get our Fonio and other ingredients, other products that we carry from Africa. Oh, you cut up onions fast. Next time I need to cut onions at home, I will dial Kirk. Yeah, we need some garlic.
Okay, how many cloves?
Let's do as many, I would say about this much.
Okay.
This is good.
And nice and small.
Yeah, you do onions really good.
Oh, thank you.
So
thank you. Well, I've done a lot of them, I have to say. You know, practice.
So I'm gonna add this in here, right? Hopefully I'm not making a mess. I like to clean up as I go.
Yeah,
so
I hear you. I'm the same way.
So we'll add this, the tomatoes.
Would you like the onion too?
Yes, we'll add the...
Yeah, and I'll hand that over before I start getting going on this garlic here.
Okay, awesome. And remember what I said about this? If you don't want to sit there and chop up some onions for too long, you could actually blend it and put a little bit of water and then just...
And even with like a little stick blender or something like that, emulsify it.
Exactly.
Right? So you make if it's too big, it's not really a chunky sauce.
No.
It's a sauce that needs to sort of break down and become very smooth, right?
Smooth. That's why we do the smooth
Peanut butter.
peanut butter, exactly.
Right.
So I'm gonna clean this up. It has we'll add the water at some point. It has a little bit water right now from the meat.
Okay.
And also another thing, Kirk, is in Africa. I know I'm saying Africa a lot because it's mafia is from Africa, so I have to reference how I know what we do or how we do it usually. In Africa, we would put everything together before we even turn the stove on, and then we will mix it in a pot. This is like really low right now, so don't worry, we're not going to burn anything here.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried. I know you got this.
I got this.
This is not your first pot of mafe.
No, I've been cooking since I was, I don't know, 13 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
You enjoy it?
Well, on Sundays, if you're not going to school, and Saturdays we had maids that came into the house and cleaned and did everything, but Sundays, my mom would make us do all the house chores.
Okay.
So at 13, I would go to the market with her, and then I'll come home, and then I'll have to cook with her.
Okay.
So it's not child labor, hopefully not.
No. I think it's a smart thing to involve kids in the kitchen. You're giving them a skill.
Yeah.
You know, it's sometimes it's not the easiest thing in the world because it requires patience and all of that kind of good stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, you are giving them a skill. And you're teaching them something that they're going to use for the rest of their lives.
And I'll tell you something. So I would, whenever we're in the kitchen, I would always be the one that will make the sauce, right?
Right.
And my sister would always make the rice. Of course, rice is so easy to make.
Right.
So when everybody is eating and they say, who cooked today? It was really good. And then they will somebody will say, oh, it's Juka. I'm like, Juka is a great cook. And I'll say, thanks. And then my sister will sit there and she's waiting for her name to be called. And nobody says anything about her. She'll say, and she's my older sister, by the way. She's going to kill me for this. And she'll say, I made the rice. And if the rice was soggy, you guys wouldn't know if it's good or not.
Right. That's funny. Yeah, rice. Well, you know, listen, rice can be a challenge sometimes.
Yeah, but
it's one of those things that's very easy to take for granted in terms of doing it. But I've seen, you know, it's not hard to mess up rice. How about fonio? The fonio that we're going to cook, is it like rice? Is it a little bit more forgiving, or?
It's kind of there's a technique to it, which is what we're going to show today.
Okay.
You always have
I'm excited.
You have to always roast it first.
Because I have eaten fonio, but I have not cooked it, I have to say.
Yeah, and I see a lot of people online complaining about how hard it is to cook fonio. But it's actually really easy.
Really?
There's one trick to it that I'll show you today.
Great. Well, like I said, I'm excited.
Okay.
And I think I've got your garlic ready here.
Oh,
Put it in
perfect.
a dish for you so that you don't have to take the whole cutting board.
So now all I did was just add everything in there, right? The garlic, the tomato, and then now we've cut everything, and then we're gonna add the garlic. Yeah, we haven't added the garlic
The garlic
yet.
And then the tomato paste as well.
The tomato
correct?
paste, yep. So we'll do the tomato paste right now. Are you smelling it yet?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. And then how about the peppers?
So we'll cut it in half.
Lengthwise?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll put that. And then we're almost done with at least adding stuff in.
So it really is actually a pretty.
This one is good. Unless
I was gonna say, well, there were two there. There were two. I didn't bring two.
That's true. We'll just garnish it later, or what we do is we add it to just boil so it doesn't at the end, and then so whoever wants more spices, they can just take it and put a little bit more.
Gotcha.
So this is what it is.
It really is. It's a one-pot meal, and it's something that's I think kind of friendly for a weeknight. You could put that on the stove and just let it cook, and when it's done, it's done.
It's done.
Okay.
But you do have to every now and then mix it to make sure it doesn't stick. So we add in like the bay leaves, and you don't have to add everything in the beginning. Towards the end, we'll just add more just to bring up. So we'll add the lemon, right?
Okay.
And then
our bouillon.
The bouillon. The bouillon too. See, I don't know why we do that. In Africa, when we cook, we don't even if it's soup, we don't add everything. We'll keep like something, and it's like, okay, now I can add it towards the end.
Though. I do that too.
Well, yeah.
I do that because sometimes you just want to see how the flavor develops. And then you're also getting different layers of flavors because
That's
like
true.
a cooked like dried herb is going to taste different than an herb that's added at the last second
Makes
or
a
what
lot
have
of
you.
sense. Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Oh, and our water.
So, yeah, so we'll add the water, and then we'll put some salt, of course. And so keep in mind, the water, we are putting this much water because it's beef and it needs to cook through, and it needs to be really cooked.
And there's a lot of thickened ingredients in there,
Exactly.
like the peanut butter and the,
Exactly.
and the tomato paste.
And then so we'll add more water, and then we'll salt it. Don't be shy with the salt because remember peanut butter is a little sweet.
Right.
So
We need
so
to
we'll
balance
just
that.
yeah, exactly. And then when we put the salt, we'll just put a little bit, enough to just cook the meat and everything, and then later on you could taste it and make sure everything. So now it's like a soup.
Great.
But it's a very watery soup.
Right, so we're going to let that cook.
So it needs to cook.
Okay, well, I tell you what, why don't we allow it to cook? We'll get
Okay.
cleaned up here, take a break, and on the other side of the break, we'll make some fonio.
Perfect. And
Sound
then,
good?
and then I'll turn it up.
Excellent.
And once it starts to cook, then you could turn it back down a little bit, medium heat, and then just let it
watch it.
Exactly.
Excellent, perfect. Don't go away.
Mafe.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back. I'm in the kitchen with Juka Sise, and we've got our mafe is on our back stove, and it's sort of simmering away.
And I can smell it.
Yeah, right? And no, just depending on the protein you use depends on the cooking time, or the cooking time depends on the protein you use. I should say.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
If you use, let's say, lamb, I mean, there are certain parts of the meat that is like tougher and
Sure.
takes longer to cook.
Something like the shank is going to take a few hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But I think mafe, peanut butter soup mafe, is actually meant to cook long and to have all the flavors blend in and the smell. Typically, African food takes long to cook.
It is not fast food. It is
They
slow
take
food.
pride in it, yeah.
Okay.
And it's something that when you go to visit, they like come in. It's something that they're really proud to offer you after
Right.
all day of cooking.
Right, right. Well, speaking of proud, we've got your brand of Fonio here.
Yes.
And you're going to show us how to make this. Why don't, take it away. I've never made Fonio, so I am the student.
And you know, Fonio is really good for you. It has low glycemic index level, right? Very low, even lower than quinoa.
Wow.
So it's really good for people that have diabetes.
It's a really clean carbohydrate.
It's very, very good and has some fiber and folic acid, iron, yeah. So the way to make it, I've seen online that everybody is crying and complaining about how they've made their Fonio and it didn't come out right.
Okay.
Because they're missing one secret tip, Kirk.
What's
Ask
that?
me what it is.
What is it? What is it, Juka?
You have to toast it.
Okay, easy peasy.
That's it. You have to
All
toast
right.
it before you cook it. And so you'll take 1 cup of, I would say 1 cup of Fonio, yeah?
Beautiful grain, too. It's like sand. Look at
Yeah,
that.
it's very skinny.
It's so fine.
Yeah, but it comes huge before they husk it. So it's a lot of work to get it,
Wow.
to get Fonio to that level. So 1 cup and you toast it. You don't need olive oil. You don't need salt in here.
Right.
You don't need anything. You just need the pot, turn it up, and toast it.
And how long do we toast for?
For about 8 minutes, or because the time varies on how much you have in there, if the color starts to change, then you know you're almost done.
Great.
Then we cook it in a cup and a half water.
Interesting.
With
Okay.
salt.
Well, while we're toasting that, should we get going on our avocado salad?
Yay!
What would you like me to do?
Okay, I'll have him do the easy one. No,
Oh.
do the onions. No, I'm kidding. No, you can do the avocados because I
Okay.
trust you with the cutting of the avocado. It will
Great.
look really pretty.
And what are we looking for here? Like chunks or slices?
Yeah, slice it. Chunks would be good.
Okay, about yay?
That's great.
Great. All right, we
Yeah.
will do that.
So I'll turn this down. Typically, if you at home and you have, that's all you're doing, you could have it high and just keep moving it around. But since we're doing other things, I will turn that down.
Yeah, we're gonna we're gonna just sort of monitor it as we go. You can see it's steaming. Or the steam's coming. Oh, that's a nice smell.
It? Yeah, very great.
Yeah, just like when you toast rice or anything, it really brings out sort of a nutty quality, let's say, right?
Yep,
Would that be fair?
Yeah. Or even, let's say, couscous.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's small, just like couscous. So what we are making right now is the salad, the avocado salad. I'm thinking we make this in Africa, but I feel like this is something you probably make here as well, right?
My
this
goodness.
way or not really?
You're in the avocado capital of the United States, probably. We eat a lot of avocado here in California.
And you guys have different recipes.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, it's probably a chunky version of guacamole almost. I know I like to use avocados as a salad with maybe just some cucumber and tomato and just toss it in a little bit.
Have you ever had it this way though, like with the lemon, the olive oil? Because what we need is olive oil, lemon. We'll just top it with the basil.
Yeah, I've done it similar to this. Sure,
okay.
Sure. I mean, it's delicious anyway. I mean, I could eat an avocado raw.
Right, just
I mean, not
like
raw,
that.
but unseasoned almost. I mean,
Yeah,
almost just
yeah.
right out of the skin.
That's true. We have avocados growing in the back of our house.
Oh, lucky you.
So we just sometimes when you wake up, you just go in the back of the house and you'll see a lot of avocados drop on the floor, and you could just take it and make your salad. And sometimes we have it with bread.
I also know that in Haitian cooking, the avocado leaves and the avocado wood is used a lot for like barbecues.
Really?
Like grilling meats and smoking, they'll use the avocado wood. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, and it's got a very distinct flavor to it.
Oh, the smell. Okay, let's do this.
It smells great.
Yeah. It's toasting, the color is changing. Let me wash my hands quickly.
Well, it's beautiful. I mean, there's a lot of great vegetables in here, and our farmer's market here in Torrance is a good one, a very good one.
I know, especially for the fresh avocados, because you want your avocados to be fresh.
Yeah, so you might not have an avocado tree in your yard. Because the thing about avocado trees, if you're gonna have
they do at the farmer's market.
At the farmer's market, right? That's your avocado tree.
Yeah.
The thing about avocado trees is, in order for them to bear fruit, there needs to be another avocado tree nearby.
Yep, exactly.
So you need two.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's not always easy to come by.
So this is good, and I think the color is really changing now. So we'll finish I'll turn this off, and then we'll finish the avocado, and then we'll start on this. But this, with the fonio, all we need is water.
Great.
While you're doing that,
all right. I'm good to go.
You're good? Okay.
I'm good to go.
You're good with avocados. You're good with everything in the kitchen.
Well, thank you. I grew up in LA, so I've handled many an avocado.
Okay, so right now I just add 1.5 cup of water there.
Okay.
While this is still kind of done.
And you said that was 1 cup of fonio, correct?
Fonio.
So
that's the equation.
It's 1 to 1.5.
Exactly.
All right, so a little bit less than rice.
Exactly, but the toasting part, you can't leave that out.
You have to toast.
Okay, so we've cut up all of this. This is the last part that I would add. I would put this in a bowl first and then add the olive oil, add the lemon, but we could still do it this way.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll add this.
Yeah, this is not going to be bad. And I'm sure it brings a nice brightness to this dish, because we've got a very hearty stew, we've got our grain, and now we need something to sort of brighten it up and lighten it up a little bit.
Exactly. Well, it's a heart-healthy dish for sure.
Would you like me to cut your basil for
Yes.
you? Okay.
And then we'll just be putting lemon juice, yeah?
Great.
So we'll add this. And if you're not a big fan of like that onion flavor in your food, then you could add the onions with the lemon juice first and let it sit for a little bit.
Good trick.
And then you can add everything that you need to add.
I've also seen them soaked in water too. You can
really?
You can soak them in water. It takes a little bit of the bite away.
Okay.
But I know what you're saying.
I'm gonna try that.
Using the acid to sort of.
Yeah, and then I'll just add a little bit of salt, right?
Right.
And the bouillon. We put bouillon in every recipe.
I can't say I've ever had bouillon in a salad.
Oh, really?
No, that definitely is not a very American or even European thing.
And we need black pepper, although I can't see my black pepper. Somebody stole it.
Did someone steal the black pepper? All right, well, we're going to imagine that black pepper went in there. How about
so
that?
You usually
Can I add the basil?
Exactly. Perfect. You're really good. Okay, so
Make it rain.
looks pretty.
Right?
Okay, let me
Gorgeous.
clean up my kitchen a little bit.
All right. Do you want me to give this a little bit of a mix? Maybe?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
I will do that.
Help
Actually,
yourself.
this spoon here I can use. Yeah, you know, we're making a very
good.
chunky sort of guacamole. With,
All right,
with basil.
we'll put
Do you
this-
eat a lot of basil in West Africa?
Not really. I think I added basil just because. I guess
Why
I'm
not?
in America.
Because it's delicious.
Yeah. and-
Right?
Yeah.
And you can
but,
find it everywhere.
Yeah, but this is something that we will have on an afternoon or in the morning with bread, toasted bread, you know,
Sure. Oh, that looks great.
and it'll taste really good, hopefully.
All right.
All right, so when this boils, this is already toasted, we'll just add this.
And then how long are we
And,
talking cooking-wise?
It'll just cook until the water is all absorbed, until all the water dissolves, yeah?
Great.
So-
15, 20 minutes?
Exactly.
Perfect. Why don't we get that going? I'll get cleaned up. We'll come back, and we're going to eat some mafe, some fonio, and a delicious avocado salad.
Exactly. Oh,
So-
one thing though. My
Okay.
mom would give, you will add a little bit of olive oil in the water.
Okay,
So
just
it's
to keep
water.
the grains from sticking.
Exactly. Olive oil and a little salt.
You heard her. Don't go away.
That would be right.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at savethefood.com.
We're back. I'm with Juka Cisse, and we have our finished food in front of us here. And here's our mafe. Now, this is one that you had made earlier, and this is sort of the emulsified sauce you talked about, where you blended your vegetables before you added your meat.
Exactly.
And then that's what it looks like after it's been slow cooked for a couple hours. with
Exactly.
That beef shank.
Yeah.
Delicious. This is our fonio, which I think is just gorgeous. That is a really pretty grain.
Thank you. It's very skinny.
Yeah, it's like sand. It's like
Yeah,
sand.
yeah.
And of course, our avocado salad. May I?
Of course.
All right, here I go.
I'll
Here I
let
go.
you taste it first.
Really? Really not do it with me?
Because I
All
want to
right.
see your face, the
All right.
expressions,
All right.
flavors. Let's see if she approves. Because you know my face, so I was like, oh, the pressure is on. For real?
It's fantastic.
Okay, good. I
That
can
is
have a bite.
fantastic. Oh my goodness, there's no way
Mm-hmm.
someone's not going to like this. Unless you have a peanut allergy, then you have a problem.
Then you
But,
stay away.
wow, that's good. I want to move on to our salad here real quick.
Yeah. And the fonio,
Oh, the
With the
fonio I took
mafe?
with my mafe.
I'm taking you to Africa.
Delicious, delicious. I'm there. Wow, and you know what?
Mm-hmm.
The perfect foil for this. It's bright, it's acidic. It's what you want to sort of lighten this up and just kind of showcase the richness.
Exactly. And sometimes you can squeeze a little lemon in the mafe.
Very nice job. Will you promise me that you don't wait 5 years before you come back again?
No, I'll come back.
All right, we'll have you
Very soon.
anytime. All right? It just goes to show you we really are cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community. On behalf of myself, Juka, everyone here at the show, have a great day. Thanks for watching Community Cooking, and we will see you next time.
We'll be eating.
I'm going back.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200, in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget, you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.